What weird bachelor things did you have to stop doing because you moved in with your SO? My wife's friend recently got married. Her husband tried putting his dirty shoes in the dishwasher with dishes to clean his shoes. She vetoed that in a heartbeat. What weird bachelor things did you have to stop doing after you moved in with your SO?
I used to cook a huge vat of spaghetti, jambalaya, sausage and gravy, or something else. Then I could just ladle out a bowl for dinner throughout the week. It saved so much time. Now meals have to have variety and taste good.
So much changes in the kitchen. I was kind of like you. My wife somewhat will do this, but my lazy ass would love to have 7 days of the same thing, lol.
My wife recalls a story known as the Pizza Challenge, where we had pizza for dinner 10 days straight from different places. This happened while we moved into our first house. She recounts it as an epic tale. I sit there thinking it wasn't a challenge, and why did we stop at 10?
This is great, haha. I love pizza and used to be a pizza driver. From 18 to 22, I probably ate pizza 5 out of 7 days a week.
My wife has always despised the fact that I will gladly eat the same thing every day.
I have found my people.
My wife can barely have the same dinner 2 nights in a row. I'm basically her personal chef, cooking a new dinner for 2 every night.
I used to keep all my silverware in one big drawer, unsorted. When the dishwasher finished, just grab the utensil basket and dump it in the drawer. Easy and quick. The first time I did this at her apartment, I received new training.
Ah yes, the re-education possibilities never end, really.
I've always touted that I had the most important skill in a boyfriend: trainability.
Damn. I taught my girl if you put all the utensils and eating side up, they all dry without spots. Also that when hand washing, you can save them all for last and rinse them all at once, saving a lot of time.
I'm a face up. My SO does it the other way. I maintain the more people in a house, the more wrong ways there are to load a dishwasher.
You monster! Ah, I can't fathom having disorganized cutlery.
I used to sort it all when I lived with people. Now I live alone and it goes in one drawer. I have like 3 of each though. It would probably look silly if I actually had a sorter, lol.
But it's satisfying and gives me the illusion of productivity.
He did what now? I had to stop drinking milk straight from the jug, and now I have plants where before I had cool album posters.
Why not plants and album posters together? That sounds like an awesome decor.
Frame the posters and then you will have evolved to full adult.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of gross too. There's so many better ways to wash shoes anyway, lol. My wife doesn't even like milk, but I can't drink from the jug anymore either, ol. She says it's because I use the same milk for her lattes, and it's really just not worth the argument.
My wife drinks from the jug. I'm more civilized.
I just finished off the carton of chocolate milk, standing in my bra and undies with the fridge door open. I've reverted back to single days while he's gone. Must be adult again in 12 hours.
The proper way to drink chocolate milk is in front of the fridge in the wee hours of the morning with only the fridge light to illuminate the room.
I had to get real furniture and deal with having every flat surface covered in trinkets that look nice.
The Target dollar section is the bane of all my extra space.
My God. Okay, my ex in Target was a disaster. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We just moved, and my wife finally realized we have too many Target pumpkins. Thank the Lord.
The amount of clutter required to transform a place into a home is unreal.
The amount of clutter required to transform a place into a home is unreal, I cracked.
Get a cat. It will knock over any trinket you leave out.
Our current cats aren't normal cats. They stay on the floor and never get up on end tables or countertops. She did bring her own cat, though, who sadly passed because he was awesome. Whenever my wife would wrong him, he'd find a particular picture she liked, knock it over, and piss on it. Maybe she had petted another cat, or maybe she'd swat him because he had tried to steal food, but he'd get his revenge every time on that same picture, or copies of it.
I'm actually glad I stopped doing this, but having chocolate milk with whiskey for dinner whenever I felt down was a somewhat common occurrence before I met my girlfriend.
Sounds a bit like a White Russian. I'm intrigued to try.
Light-skinned Russian.
It's chocolate milk and whiskey, so probably a very tan Russian.
Apparently, beanbags aren't appropriate furniture for the living room.
Grown-up beanbags are called love sacks. They're super comfy.
That was my nickname in high school.
Mine was very similar, except the word love. In my nick, it was replaced with ball.
I had to let go of everything being so tidy and organized. My wife is an everything in a general area kind of gal, whereas I'm very organized and like stuff in its own place.
We are the opposite. But I will say that I really appreciate living in a really organized home now.
Yeah, it helped me with having kids and just letting go of things. Plus, she's an excellent cook, and that helps also LOL.
Yes, my wife has a unique way of organizing things too. It has been a constant ebb and flow of keeping things clean and orderly for me versus my wife keeping things where she likes them. We've both ended up compromising, and that's okay. Now we have a toddler and another on the way, and the mess is driving her nuts. In time, I'll have a neat and orderly house again. In maybe 19 years.
I had to give up free ball Fridays because apparently it's wrong to be completely naked from the time I get home on Friday until Saturday morning. It's also the reason we kept her furniture and not mine.
Shower and clean your furniture, people. Nothing wrong with nudity, just be cleanly.
Shower and clean your furniture. Instructions unclear. My sofa doesn't fit in the bathtub.
Did you try the dishwasher?
It's full of shoes.
At this point, you should assume 95% or more of all surfaces you sit on have had a naked ass on them and possibly sex juices. Just accept your fate and go about your day.
Why would you put them in the dishwasher? Put them in the washing machine, lol.
I wash them with the garden hose and Dawn lol.
Y'all wash shoes?
Only if they get visibly really dirty or scuffed. Lately, I'm trying to keep a clean pair for going out places and a work pair that I don't care if they get dirty.
I stopped using hockey sticks as curtain rods. Some sticks cost well over $200, so I don't want to throw them away when I break them because of a slap shot. The added bonus was, whenever my mom visited, one look at the curtain rods and she would burst out laughing.
I used to have a stick in every room to mess around with or use to reach far objects. They now all live in the garage.
I had a girlfriend who moved in with me and started throwing my things away and replacing them with her stuff. The next thing thrown away was her.
Well, one of my ex was serious with it's me or it's the dog. The dog is still here. Seriously, I love my best buddy and I'd never leave him behind. He got with me through so many bad times and kept me going when I was about to end it all. He's always there for me. I won't leave him because of a relationship with a lady.
My brother loves cats and has had several since he was a kid. He meets this woman, they get engaged and move in together. She tells him to get rid of his cat, and he did. I warned him that it was a test, he failed, and things would get worse. They did, and he ended up divorcing her controlling ass.
I had to hang some actual art and family photos on the walls. I used to hang almost nothing.
The obsession with family photos. Maybe it's different when you have kids of your own, but I've seen it done in a child-free home. Felt like propaganda to keep them together.
My living room used to have a weight bench, toolboxes, and a table saw in it instead of a couch and TV. And I kept a gallon of fast orange in my shower instead of normal soap or shampoo. Dinner after work was usually frozen fish and spinach with cheese over it in the oven dish I also used as a plate, baked for however long my shower took.
Lowell, I used to date someone like you. He was a mechanic and had a similar setup. I kept scraping my legs on random stuff and stepping on sockets like Legos. My laundry smelled like a car engine for months after we split. It was an experience.
Chewing tobacco. Dipped for about 16 years. When I moved in with my now wife, I went cold turkey.
That's no easy feat.
I commend you for going cold turkey after 16 years.
Thanks, my man. Finally found a reason worth sticking around and made the call to give up the old lip dinners.
Leaving dishes in the sink. My entire dish system collapsed because this person doesn't know how to eat off of wrappers, paper towels, or used dishes. I could get through a week on one bowl and maybe 2 or 3 forks. They use like 5 separate dishes to eat a snack. I'm doing dishes every other day and the kitchen is perpetually full of them. The days of a few dishes sitting in the sink are long gone.
I understand why they do it, but I'm pretty lowbrow, so it seems insane to me. A couple bits of breadcrumbs on a plate hardly make it dirty, especially considering I'm going to eat another sandwich in a moment and need a plate.
I had to stop getting all my hydration from either Mountain Dew or beer.
You more than likely avoided some kidney stones. Probably should thank your SO for that one.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of water now.
She helped me learn to buy new things. I was a big fan of using things far past their usefulness. Holes in all my socks, shoes with no rubber left on the bottom, etc. Really improved my life. I do miss the Batman shower curtains though.
Doing weird shit. I remember one time I was baking a pie. I put the crust in front of a 48-inch industrial oscillating fan to cool down. Then I pushed the furniture in my large hardwood living room to the sides. The purpose of which was to get a rolling chair and use my feet to push off the walls to each end of the living room, shouting, "Wee!" as I spun around in circles. Can't do that shit anymore, lol.
Literally 1984.
Damn, bro, can't even be weird with his girl.
I'm gay, but yeah, lol.
Damn, bro, can't even be weird with his dude.
I had to stop putting things in a logical place and instead placing things where they go while also tripping over socks, shoes, and clothes in the closet. I also could no longer use a spare bedroom as an engine building room or paint booth.
Dishes. The right way in dishwasher. Somehow I got lucky all the times before I met her. All my dishes are more clean now than before with my wrong way.
I didn't have anything, but when I married my wife, my consumption of paper products went up by like 400%. I would change my toilet paper once a month. It went to like twice a week. I used one paper towel every 3 months. She went through a roll every 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Yeah, the loo roll usage of ladies is extraordinary.
Yeah, it's because they wipe every time they pee.
Because when women pee, it can trickle to other parts, so there is more area to cover. Also, women have periods, which use a lot of TP to wipe. And to be honest, some guys aren't wiping as well as they should be.
Bachelor salad. Hold the head of lettuce over the sink, pour dressing on it, chomp away.
I've historically never really hung things on my walls or decorated my space in general. When my ex moved in, she filled every open space with some type of trinket, decoration, or plant. She also made us go buy a new mattress and an actual bed frame. I could no longer leave my desk as an organized mess. Basically, I have my things strewn about seemingly at random, but actually I strategically place specific items on specific areas of my space. If you know, you know.
Reminds me of that post from the other day where a girl asks her BF if he has a paperclip at home, and he says, yeah, there's one right by the foot of the dresser. Sure, it's a mess, but I know where everything is.
I had to stop staying out for days. Before I moved her in, I sometimes would leave on a Friday and get back Sunday, or even do a 3 or 4 day weekend depending on if there was a holiday involved. We're near a large body of water, and there is no shortage of clubs to crawl around. I would put a few changes of clothing and a dop kit in the car on Friday morning and just party for a few days. Ida Dop Kit explained in comments below, canvas or leather is best. Remember, they will likely get wet at some point. Aside from the regular toiletries, add the following if you expect to entertain at some point or will be out for multiple days. Wet wipes, condoms, lube, a tampon or two, small first aid kit, tonic band-aids, OTC painkiller, sewing kit, safety pins. Nowadays, I would add morning after pills. Broken condoms are scary. Bonus tip. If you think you have a chance at some company, toss in an extra travel toothbrush, unopened, and a small mouthwash breath mints. Nobody likes morning breath. Also, small snack or two like M&Ms or a couple of granola bars.
I had a boyfriend once who would wear his dirty clothes in the shower while showering and wash his clothes by rubbing bar soap all over himself, his clothes, and then claim triumphantly that he killed 2 birds with 1 stone. My reaction upon witnessing this was just mouth agape. He was like, my system is so efficient.
Who do y'all be dating, WTF?
Thank you for watching until the end. I put a lot of effort into each video, and I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a comment about what you liked or didn't like. Your feedback helps me improve. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay amazing.